The opening round of the PGA Championship here on PGA.com. I'd like to welcome folks watching on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube as well. I'm Brian Katrick along with Steve Scott, our Turner Sports crew, enjoying our time here at Bethpage Black. Tiger has a gnarly lie in the left rough here. Just made his first birdie of the day. That is a less than gnarly lie for Francesco. Francesco and his caddy, Pello Iguaran, who was the first Spanish caddy to ever caddy for an Open Championship winner.
Yeah, considering he caddied for Jose Maria Olazabal in the past as well. Definitely a veteran walking the fairways. Always unpredictable coming out of this first cut of rough. Sometimes you get jumpers, sometimes you get a ball that spins. So see if Francesco can judge this right from 173.
Yes, he can. What a shot for Francesco Molinari. And an answer after the bogey back at 15.
Spectacular. What a what control. That ball definitely did not jump out of that first cut. Well judged, well judged. Tiger looking to just pitch this down the fairway with his practice motions here. He's got 168 yards to the hole. See if he can hack something out of there. Back in the stance, get very steep with it.
Can you chase it on?
Did you see how thick that lie was? Oh my goodness.
A whole lot of Long Island came up out of the ground there.
Pretty well done to get it to there. There's a lot of bad things that can happen when you're in rough as thick as that.
Just shortened Long Island slightly. Now Koepka.
There's some 8 yards closer at 160.
And a good shot there. Brooks, one shot off the lead right now. Another chance to get one back with the putter. Tiger knew he was going to struggle from over there. Did not get anything at all with the lie. Got a chance to speak to him the last couple of years, and this is a guy that told us all he wasn't sure he was ever going to play golf again. You heard it in the piece a couple of segments ago. And then the concern became for him, could you even have an active lifestyle? Both his children are very active. They're playing soccer. He's got a great backyard. He wants to run around. And you're a father, Steve. I think every parent out there listening, especially you remember the young scampering ages of your kids. Well, that's what he's got. He's got a couple of young scamperers. They're jumping around on him, and you want to be a good dad. You don't want to be that sore, grumpy dad.
Oh, he loves playing soccer with his kids, and certainly great to see him soften up over the years as a person. You can hear it in the interviews that he gives.
Golf became secondary at that point in time. And then you go back even to a couple of weeks ago, the event in Charlotte that he had won before, and you expected that to be his start in between the Masters and here. And he said he wasn't ready because he wasn't ready to get ready. He was still celebrating the Masters win, and that was a very normal guy thing to do for a guy that doesn't get to do a whole lot of normal things.
And why wouldn't you celebrate it? It was the greatest moment in all of sports.
Is that where you've got it ranked? You've got it number one.
I think so. I mean, it's tremendous. But just inside of 30 yards here for his pitch. Pretty basic pitch and run.
Oh, maybe even better than that.
It's a type of shot that you would practice all day long back at home. Flat lie with plenty of green to work with and medium soft greens. Perfectly executed there. Spin control, trajectory control.
So a little bit of a tester for par, but not much. That club, that 60-degree lob wedge, has defied Tiger so far today, but not there.
He's knocking some of the rust off. I mean, we are seeing the rust being knocked off. This get a can of Rust-Oleum out there and kind of, but we're seeing that. I mean, a month off of playing competitively, but as we shift over to Koepka here now, who has not taken a lot of time off. Should have gotten a nice read from that pitch shot, incidentally, that Tiger just played. Sliding from his left to right ever so slightly.
You get the sense that he's due here, Steve. And one that moved a little bit more. He's overread some of the breaks so far today, and that one moved more than he expected. And Koepka has given himself a chance on every hole.
He hasn't threatened a bogey yet.
He's only missed one green today, and every putt has looked like it had a chance to go in. Except for that one, really. How good was the shot by Molinari? Tiger's not even inside of it yet. And there was a time during the heyday when these were utter formalities, and it was one of the many areas of the game that got completely overlooked. There were so many other things that were more spectacular, that garnered more headlines, and you just forgot how solid he was inside 5 feet.
I'll have to say, if there's a weakness in his game on tour, it has been this distance right here this year.
Yeah, really struggled with it at the end of last year. Also, we saw him go with a couple different putters, even a different head style, going with that mid mallet.
These greens here at Bethpage are going to make a lot of players look really good, even if their form into this week has not been so spectacular. But this one pretty straight up the hill here. Not much. This is your distance for birdie, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we can all relate to these, and Francesco is up to the task. What a shot in there. That's the dream birdie putt at 16. Still not sure what happened back a hole ago, and he may still be thinking about it, but just a weird 3-putt. We thought the first one might have been a miss hit, but then he left the second one short also. Nonetheless, he's one over. And Koepka now to stay 2 under. So that was leading just a couple of holes ago. The defending champion playing the tough holes. Not everybody has played these tough holes. Matt Wallace is over on the front 9, which is by far the easier start. Now you get out to 6, things start to get a little tougher. But Matt, not concerned. Already 3 under par on the day, able to curl that one in. Wallace 4 under through his first 6, and he's the leader right now. It's a couple of Englishmen at the top. What you think of that putting grip that Matt Wallace was showing us with the trigger fingers?
He's got an interesting putting, the grip on the putter itself, and it allows him to put both of his index fingers down the shaft, which is a little unique, but it's certainly working for him today.
Koepka just 2 shots back. Tommy Fleetwood played great the last trip he made to Long Island. Almost tracked down Koepka, shot 63 at Shinnecock in the final round. Golf Track's taking us to 17.
And only a portion of this 17th green surface is visible from the tee. Hole located in the front right today. Definitely the easier location in the lowest portion of this green, playing 199 yards. Should see a few birdie opportunities here where this hole is located. It's certainly much easier than that back left higher terrace.
Nobody's birdied it yet. 7 bogeys today on 17. Perhaps we'll see the first one coming up next. Stream live sports on BR Live. Watch the UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa League, National Lacrosse League, and more. Live over everything. There's the group in front. And there's nowhere for them to go either. And look at all of the people.
It is a scene here. Whenever you come to the New York market for anything, they're boisterous and they come in droves. And when you have a grouping like this of the last 3 major champions.
Well, there's no question where the show is this morning, and we're thrilled to be a part of it here on PGA.com. And the hope, you would imagine, for these guys and all of these fans was that these 3 would still be a part of the story by the time they got to the turn. And they are. Koepka just 2 back. Tiger and Francesco just 1 over.
I think the interesting thing about the routing here at Bethpage Black, you have the first hole and then the 15th through 18th holes on one side of that Cedar Swamp Road.
Round Swamp Road.
Round Swamp Road.
There's probably cedars in there.
and so you're going to see that it's like 2 different arenas essentially. This 15th to 18th and the first, there's going to be, I would say, 75% of the entire population of the gallery is going to be situated in these 5 holes, and really 15 through 18. And so this 17th hole is just without being a stadium TPC per se, this is as close as you get to that type of arena.
It's a wonderful amphitheater setting, and there have been talks about the 18th, and we're going to talk about the 18th when we get there, but maybe a rerouting, and one of them was to have it be played from over here near the 17th tee. And while that may or may not have done anything you wanted to do to the playing of the 18th hole, it would have taken away from this atmosphere slightly that you're talking about. More room for more folks this way. Opening rounds of major championships are studied in patience. Tiger knows that. Francesco knows that. And he's ready to go.
This from 199. This shot plays a few yards uphill. You see that elevation change and a little bit of the freshening breeze hold that ball up.
There is a finger of that front right bunker that does stretch all the way up in front, and he may be there. Good look here, and into the wind here, as you mentioned, Steve.
There's the boisterous crowd applauding him before he even hits.
They're going to have a Ryder Cup here in a couple of years. Standing room only at 17 for Tiger.
And that a rifled 6-iron on its way.
Also short and right.
That's right, Tiger. Let's go, Brooks. Let's go, Brooks.
Not an awful leave down there. Fairly simple uphill bunker shot, but just not quite enough. Sometimes hard to judge that win when you do have all this gallery and behind the green. Now Koepka, nice judgment off of those 2 tee shots. Hopefully he's got enough
Cameras, please. Thank you.
bat to make the putting surface here. You always learn more being the 3rd player.
Let's take a look at Top Tracer presented by Michelob Ultra. Good call, Steve. He indeed did learn a little something. Wasn't messing around with that front right bunker.
Guess that's why we haven't seen any birdies here today on 17.
Well, they're not going to feel a whole lot of that wind back there. And now the walk. Could you imagine this setting in a Ryder Cup when you only have 24 players?